home from Mexico City for a few days now, actually like about a week. And I'm slowly just trying to like get back into regular life, but in a way that feels, I guess like not as hectic as it was before I left. Every time before I leave for a trip, I just like load on work, and it's not that I do it on purpose necessarily. I think things just get busy, and instead of being like, hey, maybe we should reschedule this for when I'm back, I'm like, yes, let's do it. The bright side of that is that I have a lot of cool projects to work on, and you know, I'm getting to work with a lot of amazing brands, but the downside is that I'm always just like stressing myself out before a trip. I think coming back from a trip like Mexico City, I really wanted to make sure that I was bringing home some of the things that I was trying to implement while I was out there. I didn't have to work while I was there, and I could, you know, take my mornings really slow, and I was doing all of these things that felt really creatively inspiring. There's no reason why I can't bring some of that into my daily life. Like at the end of the day, I quit my corporate job and I decided to work for myself so that I can be in charge of my own time, and I can, you know, be in charge of how I work and when I work and what I work on. All that is to say, I'm back home and I am trying my best to make sure that I am good, especially with it being fall and winter again, and it's starting to get cold and wet outside. It's now more important than ever that I am taking care of my health and just making sure that I am not going to let seasonal affective disorder completely destroy me once again. I think I talked about the salmon recipe already in my vlogs, but I am still absolutely obsessed with the tocha sauces and just eating it with salmon specifically. This is magic and deliciousness and health and just everything that is right in the world is this sauce. Like, that is how obsessed with it I am. Something else that I've started to implement is a hard stop in my day, which sounds so basic, like really truly so basic, but it's something that I didn't do before. I kind of just like work and work until everything is done. But the problem with that is I set really unrealistic to-do lists for myself that typically do go from like 9 a.m. to 9-10 p.m. and I really shouldn't be doing that. I did recently also start setting boundaries around projects on the weekend, because if brands and agencies that I work with can have weekends off, I should be allowed to have weekends off. Whereas it seems like a lot of brands require creators to have things done by a Monday, and they're asking you this on a Friday, which means they're expecting you to work over the weekend when they are not working on the weekend. So make it make sense. I don't know, like, is it so biased that they feel like we have to do this work so that it follows their work schedule, while not even considering that we are humans and should have weekends as well? I don't know. So these are all little ways that I'm trying to take better care of myself, like be conscious about how I spend my energy, my mental health, my physical health.
I'll have finished it, hopefully.
So I'll be spending Paris in a few days doing the best time to meet people. I love doing fashion weeks.
I received a package from CosRx today of some of their peptide goodies. So I have the 6 peptide skin booster, which has hyaluronic acid, NAG, and amino acids. It's supposed to help with pore and sebum care as well, which I always need. And then they did send over their peptide collagen lifting glow hydrogel mask as well, which has 6 types of peptides and collagen, so it's for firming, hydrating, glowiness. It does say this mask requires 2 to 3 hours, so maybe I will just try out the skin booster tonight, and I'll save this for a self-care night. My skin has been a lot better lately, which I am so thankful for. I think it is probably because I'm sleeping better and I'm managing my stress a little bit better. So just more motivation for me to continue to take better care of myself. Obviously, I still get hormonal acne, so I have this little guy, and then there is some under my makeup as well. It is much better than the state that it was in earlier this year, which was absolutely insanity. And I hope that I just never allow my skin to get back to that state, because it was just like to the point where I really had no idea what to do with it, because it was just like out of my control the way that my skin was breaking out. It was purely because I was just not taking care of myself, and my body was protesting at the amount of cortisol that was pumping through my veins. This year has just been a really good lesson of what my limits are as a human being, and that I need to listen to my body when it tells me that something is going on, and that at the end of the day, the most important thing is taking care of our health first. First night in a while that I am taking the entire evening to myself, although I guess it's already 8, so it's not like it's super early still. I think I actually finished work at about 7-ish, like 6:30, but I've just been cleaning and wrapping things up for the day. I still need to shower and do all of that, but I thought I would just take a breather and maybe do some reading. I think that's what I want to focus on tonight. I am in the middle of Demon Copperhead, which is the book that I have been reading for a little while now. I'm honestly about halfway, so it is good. I am enjoying it, but it did kind of put me into a little bit of a reading slump. I think just because I got busy and I wasn't giving it the time that it deserved, and then I kind of just fell off. I will 100% finish this. I am really enjoying this book, but I actually picked up Daisy Jones and the Six last week and ended up reading it in one sitting. So that in itself has kind of re-sparked my desire for reading, but I think I would like to do another book kind of like this before I dive back into Demon Copperhead. Daisy Jones and the Six was fantastic, like so good. I have read Evelyn Hugo, Carrie Soto, and Malibu Rising from Taylor Jenkins Reid, and loved all of them. But I would say that Daisy Jones and the Six is by far my favorite. Like, it was that good. And all those other books are truly great. Like, they all received, I believe, 4 or 5-star ratings from me, but this one just blew them out of the water. And I then proceeded to go and watch the show immediately after, finished that in like the span of 2 days. The whole Daisy Jones and the Sixth World it has me in a chokehold, it really does. But I think I'm gonna pick out a new book to read. I haven't really been giving my bookshelf the time that it deserves. I did rearrange my living room a little bit. Actually, let me show you. So the way that I had my living room set up before was the couch that I have was in an L format, so it would just take up like where it is now, but then this piece was against that wall. Those bookshelves were here, and then my desk was like shoved into this corner. But I decided to make it so my living room felt more like a standalone area, and then it gives me more breathing room where my desk is as well. I don't love this desk setup, I'm not gonna lie. It isn't beautiful. It's very functional, it works, but it does just kind of feel like an eyesore. I have thought about maybe just using this little nook as my desk. I've been testing it, I do quite enjoy it, but I don't think my monitor would fit on there, so this is staying for now. But when you come into like my main living space, it is a little bit more blocked out now, so that Yeah, it just feels like this space is its own, if that makes sense. And I do quite like that the seats are facing each other, so it feels more like a conversation pit rather than just like this L-shaped couch, because the L-shaped couch works when you have a TV, I think, but I opted not to have a TV in this apartment, and I think having the couch sort of face each other feels a little bit more intimate and feels a little bit more intentional. Okay, the two books that I have been eyeing lately are Evocation, and The Tainted Cup. So Evocation by S.T. Gibson is quite a popular one, I think, but this one is about David Aristarchov, who is a psychic prodigy operating under the shadow of his oppressive occultist father. He lives this very high-powered life. He is a Boston attorney, moonlighting as a powerful medium for a secret society, but with power comes a price, and the devil has come to collect on an ancestral deal. The Tainted Cup is a little bit longer. I believe it's nearly 400 pages. This one is a detective fantasy book. It says, in Daratana's grandest mansion, an imperial officer lies dead, killed to all appearances when a tree erupted from his body. So they assign the investigation to Anna Dolabra, a detective whose reputation for brilliance is matched only by her eccentricities. At her side is her new assistant, Dinios Cole, magically altered in ways that make him the perfect aid to Anna's brilliance. I think I'll start with Evocation just because it is quite short, and I feel like I'll be able to finish it in 1 or 2 sittings. Probably not one, just because it is already 8 p.m., but I think that if I really get into this tonight, I'll be able to finish it tomorrow. having coffee while I'm getting ready to go out with my friend Summer. I think we're just going to, well, we're going downtown so that we can donate some clothes to one of the thrift shops that actually allows the women's center to like shop there for free. So I have a bunch of stuff that I just want to get rid of. I did end up finishing Evocation by Gibson yesterday. It was good. It's not my favorite fantasy book ever, but it's very well rounded. There is dark magic, there's like a secret society, there is friendship, there's love, there is a major struggle. It was well written. I felt like the story was actually quite satisfying. Like this in itself could be a standalone book, to be honest. There were topics in here that I wasn't expecting, but I realized, so I have the aardvark version, and on the back cover it actually says file under faded triangle, double Leo, curse as old as time, and a psychic's intuition. And I think that describes it really well because there is this aspect of like friendship being mixed with love in a triangle. The story essentially follows three people. It follows David, who is a very rich sort of heir to this long family of occultists and magicians. I guess not magicians, but yeah, magicians, like magical people. And he's the one who's kind of dealing with this like big family history. Then there is Reese. Reese is David's ex-lover. And somebody he has just known for a really, really long time. Reese is also magical through his skill. So he doesn't have any psychic ability, but he is able to like call on and wrangle demons or spirits, I guess. And then there's Mora. Mora is Reese's wife. Mora is also psychic. She reads tarot cards, she's into astrology, and she's magic from David in a different way. And so the story does kind of jump from each of their point of views as they explore this overarching issue that David is facing. And then intertwined into all of that, there is like, you know, Mora and Reese's relationship, Reese's and David's relationship, Mora and David's relationship. Like, I do really love that S.D. Gibson focused a lot of the story around those relationships and what it's like being human and having feelings and having different friendships and relationships and jealousy and fear and anxiety and stress and just feeling the feelings. I will say, typically I don't like books that call on current times too much. Like if they start using slang from current times or if they start naming brands from current times. I'm totally cool with a modern contemporary fiction, but I don't want it to say like his Hugo Boss suit. Like just say his well-tailored suit. And there were some moments in this book that she did call out like brands or very specific references to modern time that kind of throws me out of the story, especially when it comes to a fantasy book that is based in modern day. Like I don't want to hear brand names and like I don't want it to root me so far into this reality, if that makes sense. But I will say the story was engaging enough that I pretty much started to like forget or like overlook those aspects of the book. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I have to show you this amazing blazer that I picked up at Front & Company. I went to go drop off some consignment pieces and ended up leaving with a few of the most amazing vintage designer pieces, but this is the first one. It is the perfect, like genuinely the perfect oversized pinstripe kind of like menswear inspired blazer. This is from Dries Van Noten. It just fits me so well. The shoulders are padded, but they're not overly big. The length is perfect. It's not too boxy in the body. The sleeves are perfect. I tried it on and instantly was like, okay, I need to take this home because it really looks like it was made for me. And the really cool thing about this blazer is that it actually has this cinching inside, so you could hypothetically, if I wanted to, like make it so the blazer has this hourglass sort of shape. Definitely need to play around with it a little bit, but you kind of get the gist, right? And then I am just gonna put a coat over this because it is quite cold. And then the bag that I'm using is my city bag, my pink city bag that I honestly don't use enough, so I wanted to bring out today. My t-shirt is from The Gap. These are some of my favorite jeans. They're from Still Here, New York. And then I'm wearing my flouted loafers. So that's the outfit of today. I'm just waiting for Summer to let me know that she's ready. I think she's just getting ready right now. I was sent these YSL Love Shine. They're called Plumping Lip Oil Gloss. So it's kind of a mix of an oil and a gloss, but damn, these really do plump, if you will. Like they feel spicy on the lips. Actually, let me put a lip liner on first. This is actually a new lip liner I got as well. This is the Make Continuum lip liner. And then this one is in 5192. I don't want to overdo it. I don't really want to have like a full lip on, but just something cute. Super pigmented, this lip liner. And then, yeah, so the lip plumping oil gloss is so spicy. Like, I've tried a lot of different plumpers, but this one specifically, it doesn't just feel like a sting. It feels like spice. Like, it feels like you've rubbed a red pepper all around your lips. It's lovely, don't get me wrong. I really do love YSL lip products. The consistency is so nice. It really is just like that perfect medium between an oil and a gloss, but damn, it's spicy. Like it just feels spicy on the lips. So if you don't like spicy food, I don't know if this is a lip plumper for you. I personally love spicy food, but it's still just shocking for a lip product to feel spicy.